In this video, let's explore the essential Linux commands. Assuming you have a Linux operating system, how can you effectively use the command line interface to manage this Linux operating system? So by that, we are going to look at the essential Linux commands. Now, this includes commands to manage files, commands to manage folders, command to manage packages, commands to manage users, commands to manage users, commands to manage permissions, and a lot more. Without wasting time, let's look at the key commands. So one, we are going to begin with terminal management. So the terminal is basically where you run commands, right? So the terminal is basically where you run Linux command. It could be VS Code, it could be terminal on MacBook, it could be terminal on Amazon Linux, it could be Git Bash terminal or PowerShell terminal, and a lot more. So we are going to see how to manage terminal. Without wasting so much time, once you're on your EC2 instance, you take connect. Once you click on connect, it's going to give you the possibility to connect. So once you click on connect, it's going to open up a terminal in a new browser tab. So we have this terminal open in a new browser tab. This takes into consideration the public IP of the EC2 instance and the private IP of this EC2 instance. So let's close this. Establishing connection. This is because we are using Amazon Linux instance. So once that is done, you now see Amazon Linux instance, and then it gives us the IP address of the instance which we are using and the user. So let's start with the basic commands. The first terminal command is the clear command. So assuming you want to clear everything, any command, or so this command helps us to clear our terminal screen. So if you have any information in your terminal and you want to clear, you can use the clear command. So once you're on your terminal here, we already have last login, Amazon Linux. If I want to clear this, I use the clear command. So to do that, you just type clear. Once you type clear, it's going to automatically remove anything you find in this terminal. So if I hit enter, you see it has cleared. There is nothing left. You see it has cleared. There is nothing left. So the first command, the clear command, helps us to clear everything in our terminal. The second command is the history command, and this command displays history of all commands used. So if you want to see all your previous commands that you've executed, you can use the history command. Once you're on your terminal, you type history, and it's going to show you all the commands you've executed. So from the first command, you see clear, ls, clear, touch. So all these are commands which I've executed in this particular instance. So the history, and it gives up to the most recent command. So the history command gives you a history of all the commands which you've executed in your terminal. So for me to do this, so let me clear again to get all of this out of my terminal screen. So I type clear, and it will remove everything in my terminal screen. The next terminal command we have is the exit command. So this command basically exits terminal session. Assuming I'm running this terminal on Amazon Linux and I want to stop running this terminal, I use the command exit. So exit automatically closes this terminal. So if I hit enter, you see I've logged out. I can no longer run any command because I have exited the terminal session. So it tells you you've logged out. So exit command takes you out, it locks you out of your current terminal session. So for me to come back here, I'll need to come back to my EC2 instance, select the instance, click on connect, come here and then connect before I can create a new terminal session, because the previous terminal session I closed it with the exit command. Creating files. Let's create 3 empty files and 3 files with contents, and then let's view created files. So let's use the touch command to create an empty file. So touch create empty files. So you come back to our EC2 instance and we create an empty file. So to create an empty file, you create an empty file, touch file name. So in our case, we are going to create a file. So we are going to create 3 empty files. Touch wonder1.txt, touch wonder2.txt, touch wonder3.txt. So we come back to our console, we take touch wonder1.txt to create the first empty file. We take touch wonder2.txt to create the second empty file, and we take touch wonder3.txt to create the third empty file. So for you to view created files, we use the ls command. So we are going to use ls to view all the files that we've created. So you come back to our console, we do ls, and if you type ls, you see the files which you created: wonder1.txt, wonder2.txt, wonder3.txt. So with the touch command, we have been able to create 3 files: wonder1.txt, wonder2.txt, and wonder3.txt. Let's create 3 files with content. So for you to create a file with content, run the command vi file name .txt. Now let's create 3 files with content. So the first one, we are going to create vi test1.txt, vi test2.txt, vi test3.txt, and all these files with content. So we come back to our AWS console, we run the clear command to clear everything. So for us to create a file with content, we do vi test1.txt. And once you do that, the interactive shell will come for you to put in content. So for you to start writing in this, you press letter I. So once you press I, it will give you the possibility to start writing. Now let's write sample information. This is our first file with content. Hope you are enjoying the Linux lesson. For you to save the file, you press the escape key on your keyboard, and then you type colon w cure bin bash. So you type the command colon w cure bin bash. So for us to save this file, you press escape and then you press colon. You see there colon w cure and bin bash. Once you press colon w cure bin bash, w cure exclamation, you take save and it automatically save the file test1. So for us to do the same thing, you clear, you do vi test2.txt, you press I to enter in insert mode, and then you say this is our second Linux file, and then you press escape, then you press colon w cure bin bash, you hit enter. For us to create a third file, vi test3.txt, hit enter. For us to edit the file, for us to edit the file, you press I to enter in insert mode, and then this is our third file. Then you press escape, press colon, press w cure bin bash, and then you save. So for us now to view all the existing files, we now do ls. We now see we have test1.txt, test2.txt, test3.txt, wonder1.txt, wonder2.txt, wonder3.txt. So all these are the files that we have in our local. So to view contents in a file, you use the cat command. So if I want to view the contents in test1.txt or the contents in test2.txt or the contents in wonder1.txt, all I need to do is to run the command cat file name. So in this case, I'll run the command cat test1.txt, or I run the command cat test2.txt. I run the command cat wonder1.txt to view all the files in that particular, to view the content of that particular file. So I come back to my console and I do clear to create a bigger view, and I do clear to clear my screen. So I do clear. For me to view the files again in my directory, I do ls and it shows me all the files. Now if I want to see the content in a particular file, I do cat test 1.txt. So it tells me what is found in the file is this is our first Linux file. Hope you are enjoying the lesson. So for me to see what is in the test2.txt file, I do cat test2.txt, and it tells me this is our second Linux file. For me to view the content in wonder2.txt, I do cat wonder2.txt, and since there is no content, it doesn't display anything. For me to do that of test3, I do cat test3.txt. I now see this is our third file. So this command, the cat command, gives you the possibility to view the contents in a particular file. The next command which we are going to see is to create folders. Remember, in Linux, folders are called directories. A folder in Linux is called a directory. Now, for us to create a folder, we use the command make directory. Make directory. So this command is to create a folder. So if we are to create three folders, prod, production folder, testing folder, and stage folder, we use the command make and the folder name. So if you say, if they give you a task to create a folder in Linux, you use the command make directory and then you give the folder name. In the case of Linux, it is make directory and then you give directory name.